Yeah. This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Nathaniel. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. Look what's over there.
Is that a lamb?
That's a lamb.
Katie Lamb.
Hey, Katie Lamb.
Hey.
Been filling in for Nat while she's away, doing a bang-up job. We talk about Lotto quite a lot today and the fact that we all want to win the 120 million.
It's going to be amazing, Katie. Your thoughts?
I'm going to win it, Sean.
No.
Sure
Absolutely.
Now, you come from the Golden Triangle, so,
I would absolutely buy a house in Dalkeith. I'd buy my old house back.
Yeah, okay. Anyone that says I'll buy my old house from Dalkeith back doesn't deserve to win Lotto.
We also talk about when you get the ick, just immediate turn-offs.
Oh, these are great stories. Greg Hire, our former Perth Wildcat, he joins us for a chat too. That's pretty funny.
We're not just around for funny things. We get deep into the Ukraine and Russia.
Yes, we do.
And just other various fun things about the world and feelings. And do we get stuck into Ellie's mood?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, okay. We'll do that too.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We think here in Australia we've got a lot to complain about, but then we realise that we're not living somewhere like the Ukraine, where they are experiencing the Russian peacekeepers coming in with all their guns and tanks, keeping the peace and taking their stuff.
So, Nath, you're a kid in Russia. You're a kid in Australia, and you're just playing road tennis or cricket, and all of a sudden you just look over and there's 15 tanks just lined up.
Yeah,
there's a couple of dudes just on some mad machine guns aimed at you, and you're just carrying on.
Imagine it. We've never, ever, ever had to live with anything like that. No threat like that. We are so lucky over here. And I was reading an article this morning about all the different possibilities of what could happen with this conflict, if it went for long, if it went for short, if it was really aggressive, and we're going to be paying for it at the petrol bowser apparently.
Yeah,
so
that's how they're getting us.
Yeah, that's how they're getting us. Which I feel like hurts a lot.
It does.
That doesn't hurt a lot as a tank running over my house. But yes, I don't feel like I can complain about like paying $2.07. Because I've still got my freedom. I'm upset about that.
Well, the good thing about Australia and other countries, everyone's just imposing sanctions, right? So then Russia won't be able to export their vodka or caviar or maybe a beef stroganoff because that seems to be their number one meal.
Yum.
Do you think that's going to affect them? Us going, okay.
No. Katie.
No boats coming in.
Sanctions are this. You're at Northbridge, right? It's like 1 a.m. There's a full-blown brawl happening in the street.
Seen it.
Right? Okay. And the right thing to do is to step in physically and break it up. But instead what you do is from afar, a safe distance, you'll stop. Stop, what you're doing is wrong. And then shield behind your friend. That's a sanction.
Yeah.
And then you hold a press conference and you tell everybody, I was there and I said.
We've told them to stop and they won't. We said that we won't send them any more Vegemite, but they don't seem to care. They're not listening. They're bad people. Yeah, so we're not really doing too much about it. And you know what? And I understand why, because I wouldn't want to upset Putin either. I've seen their tanks. You know what? We've got 1983 Geminis. They've got they've got Teslas. Their tanks have things that shoot everything from everywhere. Sean?
Yeah, I know. They've got everything. They've got a lot of money in their military.
Tanks that have aircon.
Yeah, 100%. Ours wouldn't.
They're tanks that have USB.
Yeah.
They're
charge
tanks.
their phone.
Ours has still got a 6-disc stacker.
Yeah. We got the windy windows.
Yeah.
They got the electrics.
Yeah. They've got Bluetooth. They've got wireless charging. They've got it all, and plus all the guns. So yeah. It's going to work out badly, but I do feel bad for them. Yes.
Yeah, Ukraine. Yeah, because they're just going to come in and take those bits and just thanks, and everyone's going to yell at them, and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Stop that.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Ready to hit the road this summer? It's time to What If It. Visit whatif.com to plan and book your accommodation, flights, activities, even car hire. Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply. What if it's Aussie for travel? Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
So, Katie, you're on the TikTok. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Having
TikTok?
a great time?
Yeah, I love TikTok.
Great
so
time,
don't have to correct me. I know what it's called. God, they act like we're old sometimes. It's enrages you, don't you?
Oh, no, I'm
think?
so young as I know.
I know. I've never been younger.
I feel old on TikTok.
Do you?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
Yeah.
32 this year.
Yeah, completely over the hill.
Righto, Sean.
We call her the nana of the building. But that's just more so to do with the smell. You know, and then it smells of fragrant. Fragranted draw liners. Okay, so basically, it's the ick. Sean is what's on TikTok quite a lot. People talking about the ick. Now, the ick is a turn off, right? That people suddenly they're into someone.
Yes.
Then they do something, and it could be the tiniest little thing, and then you're off them. It could be a bad dance move. It could be the way that they laugh. It could be the way they eat something. You never know when the ick's coming.
Loud
usually,
breathing. Ugh.
Usually it's once it hits, it's hard for you to look at them the same way because that thing is just, and without even being conscious that it was a deal breaker for you, it's like, oh, that's disgusting.
So you found someone that's extraordinary. You think they're the hottest chips, all the rest of it. You go out with them and then they laugh a particular way and then you cannot see.
You're not attracted to them anymore. That's it.
Years and years ago, someone was interested in me, and I thought, oh yeah, and we're out one night, and and things were like, going towards that stage, and then I looked down, and he had one long fingernail.
Oh, that's done.
Those people have them
one long,
do the
one
bum,
long little
aren't they?
fingernail, Sean, and
For the bum.
and I was just like, that is the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I thought it was a mistake. Like maybe maybe his clippers broke on the fifth nail, and then he had it on the other hand. So it was like two long fingernails. I was like, okay, well, that is not. I don't know what.
He's got you covered from both angles.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to walk down like a corn cob holder. So, I mean, they have been having the great run, but Celine and Anthony on Married at First Sight, they've been going all right, and then suddenly everything broke down. Celine got the ick yesterday, and this is what happened.
Feet up on the coffee table. I don't like seeing it, especially where we tend to eat. I feel sick thinking about it.
All right,
right.
so she's done.
Yep,
She's done.
feet
now.
up on she wouldn't let it go. Feet up on the coffee table, and then she was out of there. Yeah, she couldn't get it done. Katie,
one of my friends is just notorious for getting the ick. She was dating a guy. He would send her too many flowers. That was one. She loves flowers, but there's such thing as too many flowers. Too many flowers.
So that grossed her out?
Yeah, she was just like, why do you keep on feeling the need to give me so many flowers? But this one was a deal breaker, dating a guy, having a great time. Then they were just hanging out at his house and he got a text message, and his text tone was this. She was done. That was it.
Trying.
That's the ick for her.
She heard that. He got a message on his own phone.
She was like, who has the train text tone? No one.
His name was
except for him.
His name was Thomas.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're discussing the ick, everybody. The ick is when suddenly you are turned off someone by something they do, something about them. It just comes out of nowhere and you can't go back to those same feelings.
Well, this has certainly rung a bell with Sarah from South Lakes. Hello, Sarah.
Hi guys.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah, who'd you get the ick from? What happened?
Okay, so I had dated this guy a couple of times. He had a great job, he had a great family.
Yeah.
It was all going really well. I thought he was really cute. He asked me out. Oh, he asked me over to his place for dinner.
Yep.
He was going to cook me a lovely meal.
Yeah.
I walked up to the front door, and as I was waiting for him, I saw him checking his nose in the microwave reflection just to make sure nothing was there,
Yes.
and that was it. Sorry.
So he was checking his reflection in the microwave to make sure he had no boogies up his nose.
Yeah, he was checking his nose, and I just went, nah, cold.
Is it because the microwave? Like, was there something about the microwave? Or?
It was just that he was really digging around, making sure that there was nothing there.
But he wanted to make sure he looked perfect for you. You'd hate to be there with a big boogie up your nose.
It doesn't matter. You
I
know
know,
what? This is the
yeah.
thing about
Yes.
this is the thing about the ick. It cannot be
You
explained.
can't explain it.
Your body
Exactly.
suddenly repels them, and you can't talk to your body because your body's going, I don't care what you got to say, Sarah. I'm
Yeah.
out.
Sarah,
And that's what the body said.
did you go in for dinner? What did you do?
Yeah. I had dinner with him, but, after dessert, I was out of there.
Never to return.
Fair enough. It
That
hits you when you
poor
least
guy.
expect it.
Here he is, debugging himself.
Oh, Kat is in Valdivas. Morning, Kat.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Kat. All right, Kat, we're talking about the ick. What was yours?
This resonated with me so much. As soon as you guys said it, I was instantly reminded of the time that a guy I dated, very unironically, he thought it was very romantically,
Yeah.
pulled out a pan flute and started to play.
Ron Burgundy.
A bad flag.
I had even forgotten that was in Anchorman. I don't know if that's why there was a pan flute available, but this guy knew how to play it.
Oh, no.
It was not ironic.
No, a
was
pan
not
flute
funny.
which would be played by someone in a Shakespeare mythical forest with little horns.
Probably still not.
So, Kat,
Like,
you're having dinner or you're out for dinner at this stage?
we'd actually gone away for the weekend.
Right.
So we were lounging
no,
around
so
in
you
this
were-
beautiful apartment,
Yes.
me reading a magazine,
Yes.
turning a page,
And
and then
then-
the pan flute
So
came out.
then he grabs his bag and then he says, so did he announce that he was pulling the pan flute out, or
No,
suddenly did you just
no.
hear the pan flute?
Just very quietly,
Very quietly.
as we're relaxing,
Yeah.
pulls out the pan flute.
Pulls out.
It was like that fight or flight response, but
Yes.
all I did actually was I just froze. And I, like, no reaction on my face. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Kat,
You wish you could run over and jump off the balcony.
are
or
you
something.
one, Kat, that you just kind of like hate that over romantic kind of stuff in general?
Yeah, and he was the kind of guy that would write really big, long, flowery text.
Oh, gross.
But you know what the thing as well, Kat, is? Not only does he play the pan flute, but he took the time to learn how to play the pan flute.
That's the scary part. Yeah.
There's nothing romantic about
And
the
the
pan
worst thing
flute.
is she's stuck with him away for the weekend.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
We've been discussing the ick, which is an instant turn off, and you don't even know why you're repulsed by this thing. Katie, you spoke about your friend earlier who got the ick over a guy that she was seeing and the tone of his text message.
That was it. She heard it. She was out of there.
She was out of there, but also she's just messaged me again saying she also got the ick from just their name, and that name is Kyle. So, so to all the Kyles out there, that's the ick.
Oh, especially if she was got. What if she met a guy named Kyle and he sent her a text? Oh, she'd actually throw up in a handbag.
Double ick.
All right, let's go to Elisa in Port Kennedy. Hi, Elisa.
Hi.
Hi, is it Alyssa or Elisa?
Elisa.
isn't it?
Elisa.
Yeah. Alyssa. We're talking about the ick, Alyssa. What do you got for us?
Yeah. Yeah, so one night I went out clubbing with my best friend and she wanted to meet up with this guy she really liked, which was fine, and he brought his mate
Oh.
and it was going along really nice. I actually really liked him, clubbing, drinking, the whole shebang. And after like lots of dancing, we decided to sit down and they're like bench seats, and he sat next to me and then he just popped his head down on my shoulder.
Yeah.
It was meant to be endearing, I think.
Yeah.
But I just sat there like staring ahead like, oh my God.
And you were done at that point?
Yeah. I didn't know what to do. I was like, no, I don't want to do
Like a little
any more
snuggle.
things.
You know what it is
Thank
as well?
you.
Is that straight away you can see your future, which is him being the little spoon.
Yeah,
Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because stereotypically the girl snuggles into the guy, because he's big and masculine and protective. But as soon as he snuggles into
Yes.
you, it's kind of like, what are you doing?
Him curled up in the lounge, you guys watching a movie, his head in your lap. You're stroking his hair all
Yeah.
night.
Feeding him grapes.
Masculinity.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got ya.
Well,
I
that didn't
got
last
ya.
too long.
Okay, that's really funny.
Josh is in Kalamunda. Morning, Josh.
Yeah, gudday guys. How you going?
Hey, good, Josh.
First man to come and talk about the ick.
He's a brave man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Super brave, Josh.
So, met this girl on a dating app
Yeah.
and went on 2 or 3 dates. It was all going really well. Plenty in common, really attracted. And then all of a sudden she whips out an iPad and starts going through a PowerPoint on a Ponzi scheme.
Oh, no,
So she was like trying to recruit me and I was like, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So I don't actually know if she was actually if she was actually ever attracted to me or if she was just like a recruitment thing. But just like to say, I never spoke to her again.
But now Josh has got a really great timeshare in Bali. And,
That's right.
He's calling right now to see if anyone would like to come and stay when the borders reopen. Oh, no, you can't go selling someone something, Sean. Not a
I know,
Ponzi.
that's a bit of a stitch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciated the endeavour, but it was just a bit. That for me was the big ick.
Of course it was,
Yeah.
mate. Just trying to take your money. Let's go to Annie in Como. Hi, Annie.
Hello.
Hi, Annie.
Annie, so we're talking about the ick. What was yours?
Okay, I've been going out with this guy for a while, and he said, "Oh, I'd love to come over and cook you dinner." And I was like, "Oh, nice, thank you very much."
Mm.
And he turns up and he goes, "I've just got to go into your spare room to get changed." I was like, "Weird." Okay, so off he went and got changed. I was like, "What the hell?" Anyway, he comes back out, and there was an advert on in the UK called Too Good to Be True.
Yeah.
And this guy just wore this little apron. Well, this guy came out of the spare room wearing this tiny, weeny little apron and proceeded to cook dinner wearing it, then sit and eat his dinner wearing it. But he had a hairy back.
So he took
was
all of his
lovely.
gear off, put a tiny little apron on, and cooked you dinner like this was the biggest treat that you could ever be given.
Absolutely. It was the sexiest thing, and I would be so turned on. I was so icked. And I'm sorry, hairy backs, nah, that's total ick.
Okay,
that's
you know
pretty
what
rough,
it is.
yeah.
Especially when cooking food. As you know, when you're cooking food, Sean, for hygiene reasons, you wear a hairnet. When that goes over your bum and your back, it's not good.
Serious ick. Donna is in queue. Morning, Donna.
Good morning.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
All right, Ickus, Donna, Ickus.
Okay, it wasn't me, it was my mum.
Yeah.
But she'd been seeing this man called Pat. Right, we've yet to meet him. We haven't met him, and she wasn't 100% sure whether she liked him or not.
Okay. Yeah.
Mum and I were going shopping, and we're driving through the car park at the shop, and I saw this man with like a Elmer Fudd style hat, the ones with the fluffy bits over the ears.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, look at this man, look at this hat. And she goes, oh, Jesus, that's Pat. There's Pat in the hat. Yeah, and she dumped him.
Oh, Pat.
Sorry, Pat with his hat, and she dumped him.
Oh.
Isn't that so sad? Because the hat can come off, but all she can see is Pat's hat.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh, Donna.
Did you even give Pat the feedback to knock off the hat and just go, Pat?
No, that was it. We never got to meet him. That was it.
I would have at least when I drove past him, yelled like, Pat, lose the hat.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Well, what an absolute surprise this morning, and a great one in that we're catching up with our former Wildcat, Greg High, superstar, champion of the Cats for so long, wore the number 4, and for good reason too. We're catching up with Greg. Good morning to you, Greg, first of all.
Good morning, team. How are we?
Good. Hello, I spoke to you yesterday on the phone, so this isn't that special for me.
Okay, Nathan's over it already. Hey, Greg,
speak every day.
It is a sad moment, I guess, for Wildcats and people who have been a member and player for so long, with Jack Bendat passing away.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a real somber feeling last night, and even as I was driving into work, driving by the Jack Bendat Stadium, a bit of a surreal feeling. I mean, he's been a fabric of the Perth Wildcats. Just because he doesn't own the club anymore doesn't mean, you forget about what he's done. But yeah, to read that last night, I honestly thought the man would never die.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put that in the right way, but I remember game after game, Mick Marvin, or Troy George would come up to us and say, hey mate, he's not in a good way. Make sure you acknowledge him and say, maybe your last goodbyes in a way. And so you'd walk up there and he'd say the same thing. And he just kept living like that.
How many last goodbyes do you think you clocked up?
Mate, I reckon 16. To the point you'd literally do it, and I'm like, this man is going to outlive me. It was ridiculous, and you'd go up there, and I'm feeling like an absolute twat because I'm like, he must be going, why is Greg all of a sudden has this interest in my life? But yeah, and obviously his beautiful wife Eleanor, and his son passed away.
It's so
these tragic incidents, and I was thinking in my heart, I'm like, yeah, look, this guy's heart must be broken, and yeah, you just see him, and obviously lost his voice, but there'd be just moments where something like Jack's personality would strike through, and you just marvel at how incredible he really was.
Hey, Greg, on that, so I remember years ago I went to a Wildcats breakfast, and it was a fair while ago, but Jack was getting interviewed, and he, as an owner or, the head of the organisation, would always say, we're here to win. In my circles, in footy circles, no one puts themselves out on there because, people are going to chop your legs out. They're waiting for you to lose so they can throw it in your face, but he always put pressure on the Wildcats to win.
Mate, my very first year, that was it. I remember the breakfast, he made this bold claim, and I'm like, it's just to pump up the fans. And then literally behind the scenes, he briefed the team, and he's like, I'm dead serious, and if you're not in it, you're out. And then he was even to the point, if you don't win, your contract's on the line. And I was like, I actually think this guy's real. But that level of confidence, I think, dude, him run grand final series on the way back. Were coming through, and there was the NBL Championship trophy, I think from Melbourne my last year, and it was on a seat, and I was like, what's happening here? And Jack actually pre-purchased the seat for the NBL trophy, and he had this level of arrogance, we're taking it home. And he wanted to purchase a seat, knowing we're gonna come back to Perth, and he wanted the trophy to have its own very seat, sitting in business class, and here's me tucked away in a little with a breakfast tray,
wearing your knees for earrings,
and an empty seat for the trophies in business.
Yeah, so exactly right. So that was Jack, though. You knew it, and in a good way. Even new recruits, they would come in import. That was the first thing. We're winning a championship, and you better toe the line.
Well, the thing about Jack, though, is he's worth $849 million. So really, when he says you're going to win or else, he could have had you all killed. That's I'm going to wipe you all out kind of money, It's really interesting, Greg, reading about Jack. So it's in the paper today, and they're talking about the first thing that he did over here after having a failed business of building development over in the US was he started a shopping centre in Bunbury, and he went to the bank for a loan, American Bank for the loan. Guess how much that loan was to do this shopping centre? $25,000.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Well, that's he was a pioneer, right? The media stuff, and he bet on himself. And I think that's what a lot of Western Australians in recent times will think of the Wildcats, but I think his generosity is surpasses. Obviously he's made a lot of money, and he doesn't have to do that. But for a very successful human being, it was. And you're right, not only could he kill us, he could kill all of our family members and eliminate the bloodline too. I was just having a bit of a joke because I messaged Damo and I said, how often have you been talking to Jack? And I said, I bet you're kicking yourself because knowing Damo and having his fingers in his pies, he wants a percentage, just 0.01 of his wealth.
Of the 900.
Every single guy, most sure we've been please, I'm in the will.
The day of the will reading and day off just in case.
Well, you're right, Greg.
Could I have done more to get closer to him? What could I have done?
Absolutely. Even when I retired, I made sure I hugged him, I kissed him on the cheek, I trimmed his nails, I cut off his calluses, I was all in there.
Greg's firstborn, Sully's middle name's Bendat.
Yeah.
I can't be bought, Bendat.
Bendat.
Well, Greg, it has been fantastic for Jack to be a part of the Wildcats, and really he demanded excellence all the way through, which is fantastic. You mentioned the philanthropy part is enormous as well, so we take your hats off to him, clearly, and the impact he had with your club for so long.
And fingers crossed for the will reading day, Greg, for you.
Yeah, definitely, Greg.
And for Sully Bendat.
So if I have just a smidgen, you won't see me. I'll be in Bali. That'll be living the high life.
He'll be in Bali opening his new resort.
Absolutely.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
I really enjoy working with you, Ali.
It's been great.
Now, we're not going to say what we were just talking about, but it's been a roller coaster. There's been some ups and downs, some lefts, some rights. She's been upset with one person in the room.
And I understand that.
We understand. She's been pushed to the edge. I think what we might do is get the bin chicken Tim to get some just some footage of just Ali over the last 3 minutes about the different emotions that she's gone through. We'll put it to some nice music, and everyone can just enjoy just strap on in and enjoy the ride.
I'm not going to let that happen.
Yeah, I know you are. We've said it now. It has to happen.
No.
People are waiting for it. We'll get that up as soon as we can.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.